It took a few revisions and some perseverance, but this is probably the best handling Beretta on earth now. I made some changes to the strut mounts. I put Camaro struts on it from a 3rd gen, and I changed the way I did the sway bar up front too, but it was worth the work. This is version like 3.5 of the strut mounts, and in there somewhere is the Camaro struts. And the sway bar end link is a huge upgrade from what I had before. It is friggin' dialed in now though. Look how good that looks. Got a little suspension project. You can call this either a repair or an upgrade depending on your point of view. I've got about 7,000 miles on these DIY coilovers, and I'll put a link to the video where I made them here. But what I have found is that these bushings do not hold up. And originally there was a pilot lip in the bushing itself. I think that was, no, I think I threw that one out. But there was another bushing that had a little pilot lip here, and then the 14mm stud for the strut came through. And this keeps moving, and you can see there's actually a little mark there from the stud moving side to side, screwing up my alignment. So I have decided I'm going to remedy that with a rod end at the top of the strut. So here's the new design. This rod end goes on the end of the strut rod, and I have to open up this hole a little bit, obviously, for the rod end to come through. And I'm going to weld both of these nuts to this plate. One of them is a nut that it screws into. The other one is a nut that I just drilled out to 14mm. And that way those are my two mounts for the bolt to go through with a hitch pin. Simple as good, and I think it should work. Looks way uglier than I thought it would. I might do a prettier solution for the next one. So pulling the Allen head bolts back out, they had a clearance issue. So what I did, I took them to the lathe, I turned down the head. I also shortened the head itself, so I won't have to clearance the strut tower as much. They're a little tough to start, so I rounded the edge too, where they go in. Okay, I think this is in final form now. You can see how they turned out. I actually had to shorten the rod end a little bit, cut the ends off, and cut the hex off the top of the strut rod itself, because I ran out of travel in the strut itself. But by cutting those down, going a little bit shorter bump stop, I can get it back down to a good ride height. I also finally figured out why it's been rubbing on the coilover sleeves. I've been wondering that ever since I did this. The issue is this mount, when it's installed in the car, has an angle to it, and the spring was actually curving because of the angle, and that curve on the inside is what was rubbing. So I made some spacer shims with the router. Would have been a lot easier if I had like a 3D printer or something. But I just did 34 lines across at 7 thousandths different per line. And I think that'll work fine. Aha! Perfect. I cut these a little bit big so that I could cut a little notch for these bolt holes. That'll keep it from rotating and keep my spacer, keep my angle where I want the angle to be. There we go. Let's rock. Okay, it looks like that did it. I see daylight. I think we're okay there. Oh, I almost forgot to show that mount that I did with the plasma cutter. Looks pretty horrible even after I tried cleaning it up. Did this one with the drill bit. Yeah, it looks way better. However, they drove really harsh. So I came up with an idea for a flanged bushing made out of polyurethane that would pilot a lot deeper. I had to drill a step in the bushing so that the strut shaft and threads would come through and everything would clearance right. That's not exactly centered like I was looking for. I guess the vise crushed it. Okay, I got some freebie struts in the back of that Firebird. And They do match up. I checked the bolt pattern and length is pretty close, so I'm going to see if I can make this work. I think I've actually blown these Monroes out already, and it's bottoming out all the time. And you can see it's hammering stuff. Alright, this is a Beretta knuckle on a 3rd gen Fbody strut. So we're going to be in business here. Line them up height-wise too. See, my knuckle bolts are about the same. And look at our height. This is screwed into there, so that's about exactly the same. And yeah, the top of there is the same as there. So we're good. One of them seems no good. And driver's side is the one that had all the tire marks. Nice, this fits. So I'm sure a real machinist would cringe. This bushing fits in here with the help of some Gorilla tape. And then I can drill this sucker out too, just like the last one. High-tech rigging. Look at that. Got a ways to go. Don't want to get that too warm. Welding on struts is a little less scary the second time. All right, I got my alignment rings welded on both of these. All good. I can put my coilover sleeve back on. I had to slit them because the diameter here is just a hair bigger than it was on the Beretta strut. But, wow, nice and tight. And this ring still fits. That cut pretty nice. When I first did this coilover project, I was wondering why the springs were rubbing on these coilover sleeves. It didn't make any sense to me at first. And then I realized with the added caster that I had, my angle was wrong. And it was actually making, instead of the spring going straight, the spring was doing this. Because I needed to square up the ends. So now, here is my solution to that problem. That's the amount of caster that I've got in there now. So, welded that to the studs here. Cut this piece that has the angle on it. And now the strut body itself will be square to the mount that the spring sits on, so it shouldn't actually turn anymore. Should be good. Alright, first structure all burned in. Now I can drop this bag on. Be a little warm. Then weld that all together. Yeah, I'm kind of dumb. I should have thought of the fillet that I have from the weld now. Now it doesn't want to sit all the way down. So I'm going to take this off and grind it with my carbide. Okay, the first one is in. It's officially a Camaro coilover strut in a Beretta. So here's what the final mount looks like. It gives me the angle I need. Gives me the bump stop in there, and then it all gets assembled. This poly bushing is a 1/2 inch ID. This is a 14 millimeter stud, so it draws in real nice. Well, when I have two hands, it draws in real nice. Then the top washer is also laser cut. Oh, maybe I forgot to paint the backside, and then everything is all good. Okay, I found a little flaw in my design that I fixed now. You can see I got a big old washer in there now, and that's going to retain it in the opposite direction. I have this washer retaining it here, but the whole bushing wanted to push right out of the strut mount. I didn't have anything, and I still want it isolated, so I used an O-ring on the other side of that washer. This is the skinnier one. I used the fatter one. So it still should be completely isolated. Oh no, it's more of a death trap. I plasma the top of the strut tower out so that I could fit this little cover plate that I had my buddies at Empire Metal make me. So here we are. I've got this thing apart again. The Beretta knuckle bolts up to the Camaro strut, but the Camaro strut body is a little bit bigger, which meant I had to do a little bit of grinding on the knuckle itself. And I'm still rubbing a little bit, and I can't get the alignment that I want. I was at -1 degree camber. I want to be like -2.5 degrees camber. So I got to grind a little bit more, but that's sort of the kind of thing you want to sneak up on and not do too much at once. So I'll have it back together again and maybe take it apart again. Who knows? And my sway bar end links were supposed to be in today, but Rock Auto's late delivering them. So I can hook up this to the strut again. I need a different setup because there's no steering arm from the Beretta strut that I used on the last one. All right, trying to figure out this sway bar. Beretta's had a bracket like this from 90 to 91 that I'm sort of replicating here in plastic. I'll have my buddy make me one out of steel. But originally I was planning on taking this Dodge end link and cutting it in half and then using a ball joint style link from a Camaro that's supposed to be 12 millimeter and it's 10. But it's a 12 millimeter hole at the top of the Dodge one. And I actually went through the travel. I actually went through the steering all the way. And this can work. I am going to have to move my brake line bracket here. I have to move that back a little bit. But that could work as is. And I love the simplicity of this here. Or maybe I will do a ball joint style, find one that actually is a 12 millimeter stud. But that's interesting. So obviously this spacer is too big. And what I would probably do is get a full threaded bolt and then do a coupler nut here. So this is a nice solid connection. But it actually gives me some rubber isolation here if I do it that way. And the simplicity is nice, not having to chop one of these up. I'm still having a hard time getting enough camber that I wanted. And I'm not hitting anything on the strut now. But these holes on the Camaro strut are not slotted. And on a Beretta strut, they are. That's probably the difference. Okay, here you can see I did the ball joint. I welded the two together. And here's where I flipped the washers so that it positively captures this sway bar a lot better. This works nice. This is a nice solid ball joint connection now. When I was doing this the normal way before, this was actually cocked sideways. And I think the fact that it was uneven loading on these bushings here was greatly reducing the effectiveness of that sway bar. Holy shit, this thing rides flat. I fixed up these end links. That's nice now. Doing the Camaro struts meant that I had to change up the end links in order to hook up the Blazer sway bar. But man, it is nice. And I got like 2.5 degrees of camber back in it now. I had to do some slotting. Can't really see it when I turn the wheel there, but man, it works good.